The 7 catastrophes has always been quite interesting towards me. In the last 4 years, we have gotten sprinkles, crumbs even, of information to where if you actually start to piece these little pieces we get together, you actually start to get quite an interesting story. A few months ago, I made a breakdown going over chapter 1, but more importantly, all the information we know so far about the catastrophes and where their story could lead to. And one character that was quite interesting towards me was Eastin, mainly because we had the most evidence towards what her backstory is about. Before going into this little story chapter update, we knew that Eastin was the next head or the successor to her mother, which was at the head of the AMABILIS family. And we see a bit of a tease of how the actual palace or her temple actually looked in her ultimate, and we knew something happened to her, as she recalls many times throughout the last 4 years now that something happened to her family, that reason why she's even with the catastrophes to begin with. Of course, a few months ago, we got chapter 1 of the catastrophe storyline, giving us a villain towards the actual catastrophes, but also going into the backstory of Roxy and also Valenti, where Valenti was a weapons researcher, forced to make weapons, and also Roxy was a slave, betrayed by his sister, and at the end of the chapter, we got some little teasers towards what the others catastrophes are experiencing, and we got Eastin, where she says she killed them, meaning she may be the reason why her family died. The speculation was kind of up there, but we have to wait until next chapter to hopefully see what happens. However, surprisingly, netmarble just kind of shadow dropped a little story chapter that goes into the backstory and quite an important piece of the actual catastrophe lore that was just kind of there. No actual, I mean, I almost missed it, to be fair. Today we're going to cover the battle event that goes through EASTIN'S backstory and origin, and also how she joined the catastrophes. A little bit upsetting this wasn't a part of the main story, because I would have loved to seen these actual scenes animated, like how we got Valenti and obviously Roxy, because I do feel like Eastin had the best backstory. But regardless, let's jump through this actual battle event and go through EASTIN'S origin. The story jumps straight into things as we find out that Eastin's mother, the Matsun, or I guess the previous queen of the AMABILIS family, has been killed. And of course, Eastin is being blamed for the death of her mother. Of course, straight away, we can kind of tell from her attitude that she wasn't the one who actually killed them. We then get the battle that AMABILIS guards, which was the leaks we got a while ago, if you're wondering. Eastin does say that what happened to her mother, her brother, and her family wasn't her fault, kind of revealing that Eastin did have an older brother. We don't get to see what this brother looked like, which is, I think, is a missed opportunity, because I would have loved to see how Eastin's brother would look like. Basically, a male version of Eastin would have been kind of interesting, and I would have loved to see it. Eastin then stumbles upon a village where she meets a little girl that actually offers her some food. And this little event does cause some PTSD as she recalls the death of her brother, and it looks like the reason why he was poisoned was because of the food that maybe his servants have brought to him, maybe some sort of bread, for example. So because of this, even though the girl is being quite generous, she cannot accept it, being quite rude to the little girl. Eastin then sets off to try and find her uncle, where eventually she does find him and is confronted by him, trying to convince him that obviously she wasn't the one who killed her family. He then calls out for Eastin to be arrested and actually to now, without her, the AMABILIS family will finally be ours, basically implying he was the one who killed Eastin's family. We never get to see what the uncle actually looks like, just a mystery shadow. Maybe we will in the future, but I highly doubt it. After Eastin beats the uncle, she starts trying to get a confession out of him. However, what's done is done. As well, now everyone thinks she's a criminal, so regardless of finding out the truth, she can't do anything. And from the looks of it, Eastin does actually kill her uncle, which, yeah, he's definitely returning now. Eastin, now a wanted criminal, now has no family, doesn't really know where to go, so she starts wandering around as she then runs into herself. Looks like to be an illusion created by Lilia, as if Lilia is trying to test out what Eastin can do. Of course, after Eastin easily defeats herself, she then says that she wants to destroy the world. And of course, this is when Lilia does come out asking if she wants to be stronger, basically recruiting her to Britannia and also the catastrophes. I will say Eastin and I guess the catastrophes, they kind of were set to destroy the world, like that was their original goal, but it looks like after chapter 1, they're now trying to save it. So kind of funny how things turn out here. But yeah, after that, Eastin then joins Britannia and the catastrophes, and that's where her story continues. We'll find out more probably throughout the next few chapters of the actual catastrophe storyline. Once again, I may have missed more information in the past, like I'm lucky to even have seen this, no one even told me about it, I just somehow clicked on the mission and recognized the AMABILIS soldier from the actual leak, so I was lucky enough to catch this. But yeah, boys, that is it for today's video. That's it for EASTIN'S backstory. Like I said, I thought she might have the most interesting one, and definitely would have lived up to the hype a little bit. I just wish we would have got more actual animation cutscenes, because I would have loved to seen what the actual uncle looked like, what the brother looked like, maybe her mother as well. It would be nice to kind of explore the other parts of EASTIN'S life and kind of see what it actually looked like, rather than just you know, just this cutscene dialogue stuff that was happening right now. But regardless, I still kind of enjoyed it, and starting to look forward towards what other backstory we have for the catastrophes. So of course, if you are interested in the actual catastrophes and the lore and what's going to happen next, then definitely stay subscribed and like the video. So boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.